Yeah, welcome back again to this CSS tutorial class. Today I'm going to be talking about CSS comments and other section of the CSS so that we can go far on this particular section. So we have discussed about the introduction, what is CSS, we have discussed about CSS selector, we have discussed about how to use CSS. In our previous class we talked about CSS selector, we talked about the type of CSS, we talk about how to use CSS. So you can check the playlist of this video. You are going to see that we have discussed many things about CSS. So I've talked about the type of CSS, external and internal CSS and inline CSS, and how you can apply it in your code. So this tutorial is for web beginner and advanced people in web developer. Are you a web designer? Are you a web developer? This class is for you. We are showing aid and tutorial and link and tips that will help us to style our website. So with this guy, let's come back to the tutorial, to the main section of today's class, which is CSS comment. CSS comments are not displayed in the browser, but they can help document your source code. So this comment is just like a jotter, where you can jot some things inside your code to label your code. For instance, this is my house. I paint the house color blue. So inside my code, when I see blue, I will know that yes, I have painted the house color blue. So any blue color that I see as a comment, I will know that yes, this is my house. So comments are used to explain the code and may help when you edit the source code at a later date. For instance, you develop a website this year, and in the next 5 years you now want to update the website back. You see, there are long intervals within the duration that you have built the website, but the comment section will help you to understand that yes, this is what I apply in this particular section. It will help you to be able to handle the code very well without stressing yourself. So comments are ignored by browser. Our browser will not show comment. Even if you put thousands of comments in your code, they are not going to show on your browser. So a CSS comment is placed inside the style element, and start with /* and end with /i asterisk /. So this is how it works. So for instance, this is an example. This is a single line comment. Paragraph. This one is for paragraph. So now when I go to our code editor, we have been practicing code many times. So now we have let's go back. Let's put our CSS inside this place back. I will click on link to link my CSS, style.css. I will save it. I'm using a standard.css. Don't forget, we have discussed about 3 different types of CSS. This one is inline.css. So I will remove it. I don't need it here. Now I will. So now let's make a comment. I will style my h1. Let's say background color. Our background color is let's use what color? Let's use dark violet. Our text color, let me say our text. Okay, text decoration, I want it to be doubled. Let me say text color. Okay, color, which color do I want to use for my text? I'll just use Clicks. Now font family, let me use larger. Font type, let me use font size. Font family. I didn't font family. I like to use. So I will use. Let me check for this. Okay, I can use any of these. I just to do as an example. Now this is our code. For instance, we now have another CSS. This is paragraph. Background color for paragraph is let me choose crimson. Then the text color, color. I will choose. Let me choose what this BRZH. Now save it. I have saved it now. we have not put the comment yet, but I want to save it. I want us to see the live preview of how it's showing before, and I go back to the comment section of this, how to comment, how to make comments in our code. So make sure you save your code and go to live preview. Don't forget, I'm using VS Code editor. If you are using another code editor, I think they have their own live preview too. So but the one I recommended for us is VS Code, and that is what I am using. So it will load, it's going to load, so we can see it now. These are the style that we apply to our CSS. Now the main what we are talking about in this code now is that is a comment. We want to make a comment. So if you want to make a comment, we do like this, put our star, so you can see it now. This is a paragraphs. So we close it back, so you can see it now. The moment we close it, our color code is showing back. And now if as we have it here now, it's not going to show in our browser. It's not going to show in our browser. Let's refresh, so you can see it now. It's not showing in our browser. So this comment section will make us to understand this code whenever we come back again. For it, I may say that this is heading 1, this is heading 1. So I'll just do the same thing for me to understand next time that I'm coming back to deal with this code or update something inside. It will help me in a long way to understand. Let me say this is heading 1, this is heading 1, the first heading. Okay, let me say this is the first, this is the first heading. So you can see it now. This is our first heading, and we have give each content, each HTML element their own comment. So this is how to use comment in CSS. If you have thousands of code and you want to give them comment, this is how to basically practicalize it and use them in your code. Now the next one we are going to is color. CSS color. Color are specified using the predefined color name or RGB, AS, HLS, RGBA, HFC, HSLA values. So color name, CSS color name. In CSS, a color can be specified by using a predefined color name. So tomato, you can see the color for this one: orange, darker blue, gray, slight blue, and so on and so forth. So CSS like HTML support 140 standard color name. So these are colors, so we can check it out. These are colors, so you can see different colors and their code. So all these colors have their code. They have their code. If the white, even white have their code, green have their code. Each color have their own code. But if you are not using their name, you can see here now, I didn't use code. I used dark turquoise. I use chromosome. So they have their code. So we can use their code, or we can just put normal color. So that is it. You can see RGB here. So now what we are talking about is you can set the background of an HTML element. You can see it now. Background, for instance, they put background to the H1 element. I believe you guys can do this. I put background to our H1 element. So this one is called inline.css. So it was start with an inline.css. Now CSS text color, you can set the color of your text just like the way we did it here. We have set the color of our text in this display, and that is what we have in this. We have color of our text is white. The background color is another color entirely. That is what we do in that place. So that is it. And we still have border under the color section. Okay, we have talked about background, we have talked about colors, we talk about border. We talk about border, how to add border to our HTML element. So our H1, you can see it now, border 2 pixel solid tomato. They give the name, like let me do it here. Let's practicalize it in our code editor so that we know that yes, this is what they did. So you go to your H1, you put style. Inside the style, I want to talk about border. You can see 1 pixel, 2 pixels solid black. So you can see it now. Now when I save it, I need to delete. Let's go to the preview and see what happened. It will not work because we are having 2 CSS. There's CSS here already. It will not work. So now we can see now that is working. You can see now that we have removed those stuff. We have removed them from our test. So now let's use 2 pixel. Sorry. Why is it not showing? So you can see now this is our border. Sorry, it's not showing before. This is our border, and these are the way you can use border in your code. Now you can see change the color. If you don't like this color, you may say that is white that I like. So you can see it now. This is another color that I just decided to use, and we can see the result in this particular place. So that is how to use border. Then we have background. Let's talk about background. So you can see it now. Background color property I used to add background effect for HTML elements. So we can see it now. Background color. The background color property specify the background color of an element. So you can see now when we are doing our HTML here, you can see we define background color. So now this one define the color of this H1. That is what they are trying to tell us in this particular junction. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is background image. I'll be talking about background image in the next section, how to use background image and how to use other features that will make us to grow up as a web developer. Alright, see you guys next time. Make sure you subscribe to this video to get the latest update from our channel anytime. And when you share this video will go viral. You go in a long way.